Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. So we're back with Hawkeye versus Rhino out of the new Rise of the Red Skull stuff. So we did standard. It was a little bit close, but I think we were okay with Hawkeye versus Rhino. So we're gonna do another standard playthrough, Hawkeye versus Rhino. Just kind of get used to the Hawkeye cards again. I think we're learning as we're playing here. So fairly simple run through. We've got Hawkeye out there. We've got Rhino out there. It's just your standard Rhino. He doesn't have anything fancy, right? Just one scheme to attack. I'm Rhino. I knock things down. That's what I do. That's who I am. All right. I like his flavor text. All right. And then we've got the break-in, and there's nothing fancy about the break-in. Is it's just out there. We've got bomb scare in there, and at 7 threat, because we're solo, it's going to pop, and we're going to be done. And hopefully we don't get there. So let's roll. We've got Clint Barton out there. So we've got a hand size of 6 and hit points of 9. So as an action, I can spend a resource of any type to go get my bow and add it to my hand. Then I go over to the Hawkeye side. Hawkeye's got an action where he can exhaust to ready his bow. And why that is necessary is because for a lot of the arrows he has in the deck, you have to tap the bow in order to shoot the arrow. So, all right, so let's get our 6 cards to start off here. Let's see what we come up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think what we learned last time was that Hawkeye's got lots of arrows to mess with the villain, do lots of cool stuff. So let's do review of cards here because maybe this is your first time watching. So we've got Sonic Arrow. That's going to exhaust the bow, confuse an enemy. It's going to deal 3 damage, 5 if he's already confused. We've got a Genius, which is a double resource. It gives us 2 mental. Got Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which looks like a really cool card, but exhaust an Avenger character you control, ready another Avenger character you control. I don't have any other Avengers out there yet, and I don't see any other Avengers in my repertoire. So then I've got a Sky Cycle, which actually goes on an ally and allows them to ready. And then I've got Team Training, which gives my allies an extra hit point, which I don't have any of. And then I have my Power of Leadership, which allows me to spend 2. I can do double resource if I'm playing a leadership card. Okay, so all in all, what does that mean? So the problem that I've got with this setup here is I can use potentially the Genius to do the Sonic Arrow. I need to get my bow. I could do Team Training, but I don't have any allies, so these aren't doing me any good right now. So I'm going to dump those. I'm going to get 2 more cards. 1, an Electric Arrow, which I like better than the Sonic Arrow, and Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Okay, so the Electric Arrow does exhaust Hawkeye's bow, stun an enemy, which is what I want to do with Rhino. Rhino being stunned makes the world a better place. All right, so where do we want to start off? We're going to start off with Clint's action there, which is spend 1 resource of any type, search your deck and discard a pile for Hawkeye. Or for Hawkeye's bow, not for Hawkeye. All right, so we're going to do our weapon of choice. So we're going to spend 1, so we're going to use the energy resource there to go looking for my bow. The bow is pretty easy to pick out because it's 0 cost. So there we go. We've got my bow. My bow says the hero gets +1 attack and each of your arrows gets ranged. Which is interesting because you can't really shoot an arrow without Hawkeye's bow, so you're automatically getting a combo of ranged. All right. Did some shuffling. We're putting our bow. We're going to put our bow into play. All right, let's flip over to Hawkeye. We're going to put Team Training into play. I'm going to prep for when we eventually get allies because this is supposed to be a leadership deck. And then I think we're going to shoot our Electric Arrow. So when we shoot our Electric Arrow, it says hero action, exhaust Hawkeye's bow. So we're going to exhaust Hawkeye's bow here. Stun an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. All right. That's interesting. I noticed a quote there. Hail Hawkeye. All right. So we're going to do 3 damage to Rhino. And he's going to be stunned, which is a good place for him to be. Stunned, stunned. All right, so next thing up is what am I going to do with Hawkeye himself? There's nothing to thwart, so we're going to go ahead and attack. The bow gives him +1 attack, so we're going to attack for 3, and we're going to knock Rhino from 11 down to 8. Okay, then I think we're going to hold on to our Sonic Arrow and we're going to be done. So we're going to untap, untap, and now we've got a hand size of 5, so I only get 4 cards. 1, 3, 4, 5. All right, so what are we looking at? We're looking at Avengers Tower, which is going to help us play allies. So I increase my total ally limit by 1, and then I can use it to pay 1 for an ally, Avenger ally. I have lead from the front, which gives each of my characters +1 thwart and +1 attack. I've got my Vibranium Arrow. So that's an Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, deals 6 damage to an enemy. The attack gains piercing, which means that it's going to take a tough card off before it hits. And I've got my first ally, U.S. Agent, who has Retaliate 1 and 5 health. And I think his outstanding thing there is he's got Retaliate 1. He's got a lot of health, too, for pretty cheap. And then I'm still holding on to my Sonic Arrow. All right, so we're going to go over the villain's turn. What happens on the villain's turn? First thing, 1 threat on the main scheme. Second thing, Rhino is going to see Hawkeye out there, so he's going to come to attack, but he's stunned, so he doesn't do the attack. And at that point, we kick into our encounter cards, which we get 1 encounter card, not 2, 1 encounter card. Our encounter card is hard to keep down. Rhino heals for 4. Well, okay. That's why we hurt Rhino, is so that he doesn't go all the way back, or so that card doesn't surge. Well, and also because we want to defeat him. That's kind of a thing, too. So let's see here. I added 4, so now he's got 7. He's back up to 12, which isn't past his max, which is 14. Okay. So Rhino's done. We're back over to the hero side. Okay, so I think long-term play-wise, getting Avengers Tower out there would be a good thing to do. I would really like to shoot my Vibranium Arrow. I'm going to be very limited on the things that I can do this turn. So it's do I do damage? Or, oh wow. So if I Avengers Tower, I can't get US Agent out there or play any of my arrows. That makes me sad, because Vibranium Arrow, I really want to shoot my Vibranium Arrow. All right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to use these 2 to play Avengers Tower. Avengers Tower is going to come out. Now I can't play US Agent, and I can't shoot my Vibranium Arrow. So sad. So instead, we're just going to attack for 3 with Hawkeye. Take 3 off of Rhino. And then I think we're going to be done, and we're going to look at taking a beat down this next round. So we're going to take 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we may be able to get US Agent out there and shoot an arrow. That's looking better. All right, but we're going to take a hit this turn. All right, so we're done with our hero turn. We're going over to villain's turn. 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino's going to see Hawkeye out there, and Hawkeye is going to take a shot. So he's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost. He's going to boost for 2. So we're going to take 4 damage. Ouch. Hawkeye's not really on the tough side. He doesn't have a lot of defense, and he doesn't have a lot of health. We've only got 9 health, so we're almost halfway done there. All right, so next up is an encounter card. Counter card is, Stampede. He's going to attack again. And if I'm damaged by this attack, I'm stunned. So I am going to be damaged by this attack. There is nothing I can do about that. So am I worried about taking 5 damage? I don't think so. I think I'm okay. I shouldn't draw a 3 spot. So let's see what happens. I'm not going to defend. I'm going to take 2. Okay, so we're going to take 4 damage. We're up to 8. Ouch. That's Hawkeye's almost down and out already. But we're over to the hero's turn. So let's get prepared to do some healing, because we're in trouble right now. All right, here's what we need to do. We need to, we can get US Agent out there. So we tap Avengers Tower to make the next Avenger ally cost 1 less, and then use our Power of Justice to get US Agent out there. All right, so then the next thing is, do I Electric Arrow him? Do I Vibranium Arrow him? Or do I lead from the front? I think I'm going to lead from the front. Even though I've got these great arrows, I think I'm going to lead from the front because I'm going to need to... Oof. I also would kind of like to double heal with Hawkeye, so maybe I should shoot an arrow instead. Let's see here. I think, yes, we'll do the Vibranium Arrow. So we're going to spend 2, and we're going to shoot our Vibranium Arrow. So the Vibranium Arrow does 6 damage, and it gains piercing, which doesn't matter here. Actually, yeah, we'll do that. So we're going to take off the 5. I'm going to flip this down to 1, so it's at 3. All right. At that point in time, we're going to flip over to Clint Barton, and we're going to recover for 3. So we're going to go 2, 3. All right, then I'm going to have, actually, I'm going to have US Agent take 1 off of the main scheme. Because I'm knocking that down. I'm a bit afraid of what Rhino's going to do on his turn. All right, we're going to be done. I'm going to draw back up to a hand size of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we've got here. We've got our Sonic Arrow. Ooh, we've got Mockingbird. There's a couple of new things out here. So we've got Mockingbird. Mockingbird has a... She is just super powerful, in my opinion. So when the villain initiates an attack against you, spend 1 resource of any type, return Mockingbird to your hand, and prevent all damage from this attack. That's pretty nice. All right, then we've got Ready for Action, which is going to give an ally you control a tough status, which is interesting that we've got a Spider-Woman card. And that's not a Spider-Woman card. The main art is Spider-Woman, and it's in the Hawkeye deck, which came out the same time as the Spider-Woman deck. And there's Sky Cycle and another Vibranium Arrow. All right, that's what we're sitting on. We're going into the villain's turn. So we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino is going to see Clint Barton out there, so he's going to scheme. He schemes for 2, or sorry, for 1. He's going to get a bonus of 1, so he's going to scheme for 2. So we're up to 4 out of 7. All right, so the next thing is going to be draw and counter card, and it's going to be Advance. Of course it's going to be Advance. So he's going to scheme again. He's scheming for 1. Here comes his bonus. 2. That's 3. Oh, damn it. So there's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Rhino won. That's not how that was supposed to go. I thought I had enough padding there. So there we go. There's a loss for Hawkeye versus standard Rhino. All right. I think we'll end up doing 1 more of those. I don't think I had any choice. I did have a choice. I didn't have to go Hawkeye. I could have stayed US Agent, or I could have stayed Hawkeye instead of going to Clint Barton, because US Agent was out there to take an attack from Rhino. I could have shot him with the stun arrow too to help prevent that. So I could have stayed. It just didn't seem like the right move. Would you guys out there, would you have made the move that I made, or with the stun arrow and with US Agent out there being at 8 damage, would you have stayed Hawkeye for the round? I don't know. I'm just kind of interested in what you would have done in that situation. I think I did the right thing, but would you have played it different? So anyway, let me know. This is 2, so now we're 1-1 versus Rhino, and that was pretty quick. So we'll probably do another one versus Rhino and see if Hawkeye can come out with the win here. So, all right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.